What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be discussing the matchup between the Dallas Empire and the Los Angeles Guerillas. This is the second game of the 3-game slate on Draftkings, which is part of the Call of Duty League's Stage 3 Major Week 2. And this game is going to be, something, interesting to watch on my part, because we all know that the Dallas Empire have replaced one of the best players in the league, which was on their team, Hugh. They replaced him for some bullshit reasons, or I don't want to say bullshit, but he was basically let go of the team, or not let go, but benched, and they replaced him with Fellow, which was honestly a downgrade for the team. Not talking down on Fellow, but it was honestly a downgrade for the team because Hugh was one of the best players in the league. Now, up to this point, Dallas has been a very solid team. They've been very, very solid. They've been top 3 since the league started, but now with Hugh leaving and we got this new player from Challengers, Fellow, it is it's gonna be interesting to see where the team goes moving forward. One player can make a lot of difference in a team, and hopefully it's not for the worse here in Dallas situation, because this is my team. I am biased towards this team, but I do acknowledge that with his acquisition the team might change a lot, and I'm not going to just randomly put money into the team. I'm going to look at everything analytically and look at it for what it is. I'm not going to look at it through rose-tinted glasses. I really do think that the team is downgraded, but what can you do? Maybe whatever reasons that they had to drop them, they had to do it. They had to pick somebody up. Now, what we saw from Fellow in this first game here against Toronto Ultra, he was going off. He was actually going off nasty. He was catching Toronto Ultra left and right, and it was looking like he was going to have a monster game. But eventually, as you see here, he was 17 and 17. But eventually, he started plateauing, and then, he plateaued through the match. I do feel like Fellow, he could have potential. He didn't look too bad. I think the team could keep winning with him. I think he's a good value at 6,600. Just because of what we were looking at the first game, and he was doing pretty good. I think that at 6,600, Fellow is a pretty decent pick just because he's in the Dallas team. Now, I'm not saying he's going to get you 100 fantasy points. I'm just saying that if in the event where the Dallas Empire 3-0 the Los Angeles Guerillas, who haven't been looking good, he might be a good pick at 7,600. He might get those extra 40 points. You never know. He was looking good. My secondary pick on the Dallas Empire, if I had to choose a player here, would have to either be Crimsix or Illy. The reason I'm staying away from Shotzi right now is because at 9,800, I feel like there are a lot of other players that have a lot of more upside than Shotzi right now, and the current slate that we're talking about. The slate that this game belongs to is also with the Atlanta-London game and the New York Subliners and Seattle game. And, those slates have a lot of good players too at very good value. So I think that Shotzi, good player, but I just think he's a little bit too expensive. I think you can get away with a little bit cheaper players and get you the same, amount of points that, that he would get you here. He could get over 100 fantasy points at 9,800 if they do get a 3-0, or if they get a 3-2 or something. It goes the distance. They play a lot. In order from most favorite to least favorite, I would say my most favorite is Illy at 8,400. My second favorite would probably be Fellow. My third favorite would probably be Krim, and then Shotzi. I like all these players, right? It's my favorite team. And I do acknowledge that the team has gotten a downgrade, but I do think Shotzi might be a little too expensive. On the Los Angeles Guerillas side, I do feel like this team, they perform very, very, very greatly when they're going up against teams that they're not supposed to beat. Every time we've seen them against a team that, we've always said, no way the Los Angeles Guerillas win. They end up winning. Case in point, whenever they played FaZe, they gave FaZe their first loss when they were sitting at 11-0, I believe. They gave FaZe their first loss. Everybody thought they were going to lose, and it's against teams like this where Los Angeles Guerillas, they really come out to shine. So I don't want to just go out there and say 3-0. I really do think this game is going to be closer than what we think. I really do think it's going to be a 3-2. With that being said, I'm probably not going to target anybody in the Los Angeles Guerillas side, though, because I do believe they're not going to win. I do believe that the Dallas Empire is going to come back from their 3-0 sweep from the Toronto Ultra and come back and take this series. If they don't take this series, it is going to be evident that the team has gotten a serious downgrade, and they're probably going to go down in the leaderboards. And I'm going to be worried as a fan, because that's never a good thing to see. As you can see here, Dallas Empire, it was a close hard point with Toronto Ultra. A lot of mistakes that Dallas Empire can address on a week's notice. They made a lot of mistakes here. The hard point could have gone to them easily. They got beat in the S&D in Miami, but I do feel that the control they could have taken, they were up 2-1 and they choked that. So I really do think that Dallas Empire is going to adjust those mistakes, and they're going to come out here and they're going to win against the LA Guerillas, and I'm going to call a 3-2. Yeah, those are my thoughts on the game. I do feel like the Dallas team position is a good position to go for. And I might take it in some of my lineups. As you can see here, Dallas Empire minus 400 to LA Guerillas plus 275, and the over is at 3.5 for minus 240. So yeah, I'm going to call it 3-2, and that is what I think about this game. If you like the esports daily fantasy or season long betting info, advice, opinions on this channel, you know what to do. Like, dislike, subscribe, whatever it is that you want to do. I'm going to be providing esports betting opinions and topics relating to Call of Duty right now, but in the future I'm planning on expanding to the games like Valorant, Halo, Battlefield, if they ever have esports as well. I do feel like the esports market is on the rise. So if you like this type of content, remember, leave a like and subscribe and turn a notification on, because this is time sensitive information. But yeah, if you guys like the content, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.